right. Looks like we are live, everybody. Welcome back to day 34 of Vibe Coding an App until I make $1 million. We've made tons of progress, and in this stream, we're going to be continuing to work on some of the platform tools that we were working on in last stream. If we go over here to platform tools, we polished up our YouTube thumbnail generator, and we actually made so much progress that not only did we get this working, but we actually learned the fundamental issue that we were having with some of our other features. So I explained this in my video yesterday, but just to kind of refresh your guys' memory. So in Fal AI, which is the API that we're using for a lot of our image generation, because what it allows us to do is it allows us not only to integrate with a singular API, but it actually allows us to integrate with multiple different, for example, we can connect to Nano Banana, we can connect to all these different endpoints. So here's Nano Banana Edit, Nano Banana, here's a Flux Pro model, here's an Any LLM model. So they have tons and tons of tools that we can use. So we decided to go with that API, and what we found is that this Nano Banana Edit model is the functionality that we need for a lot of our different things that we're working on. So pretty much if I go back over here, now you guys can see that I created these thumbnails. For example, day 70 for, the revenue is $1,509, and I created this using another, basically a reference image, which is what we were wanting to do. And if you guys remember, we were working on agents. We now have some baseline functionality for agents. Before we were connecting with that text-to-image model, and what we've learned is that text-to-image is actually not that good. So if you're using a text-to-image model, you have to be incredibly detailed in your prompt to be able to be successful. So for example, if I go back to templates here, so templates is something that we're gonna be updating today, because templates we're using text-to-image for this as well. So if I go here and I do, let's create 3 images based off of this prompt and then these reference images. So keep this in mind. Here's the reference images that we're passing in, pumpkin and cinnamon donuts, right? Well, what we've learned is that the reason that these images are so different from our reference images is because when you're using text to image, you actually can't pass in any reference images. So that's one thing that we learned that's critical now that we're gonna take. Dale Music, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. If you guys are just tuning in, we actually just started, this is our first day that we're streaming on Kick, TikTok, and Kick and TikTok we added to the stream. So if you're watching over there, welcome. We've been going pretty hard for the last 34 days, but we're now expanding to some more platforms. So if you're new, welcome. Make sure you follow on whatever platform you're on. But yeah, super exciting stuff. Let me do a couple things on my end to get the stream going, and then we'll get into it. But yeah, welcome to the stream, everybody. It's going to be a good day. I'm going to be going for about 5 hours today. Yeah. Javier, how's it going? Welcome. Thanks for joining in. You guys it's cool when you guys are some of the first people on the stream. Oh, really? Somebody said there's a bit of a delay between the audio and the video. Okay. Here, let me test. Generation, because what it allows us to do is it allows different things that we're working on. So pretty much if I go back, I don't see that on my end. We're using text image for the learned. That's critical now. That make sure you follow on whatever platform you're on. Yeah, I don't see that on my end. I'll look into it though. Thank you. But yeah, so something big that we learned was just with this YouTube thumbnail generator, we now have this working, which is great. We spent a lot of time on this, and we got it working. And not only did we get it working, but in the last stream we actually learned so much because on day 32 we really struggled through building our agentic functionality, because with the agents we were using that let's see here, we were using that text to image, and text to image is just not good. So for example, here is text to image, and as you can see in the Fal AI, this is like their playground, so that you can test things out in the playground before you take it over. But something to note is that text to image just isn't that great because you're not able to actually reference anything. So definitely something to note if you are in the market for image generation and building products related to image generation is that the Nano Banana text to image actually isn't that good, because if you want to create images, it restricts you to creating the pixel size is only square, so the aspect ratio can only be 1:1. And basically what that means is that, you know, you only create 1:1 aspect ratio images, and then also you can only create images based off of your prompt. So you have to have this super detailed prompt. So for example, this is like one of the prompts that we had in templates, and then we thought that we were passing these reference images in because we are, but what we learned is that reference images can only be taken in by an image to image or an edit image model. So if we change this to image editing, what you'll notice is, let's go to requests, and what you'll see is that, you know, here's the role, here's what we've passed in, here's our enterprise level prompt, and it's able to do a much better job. Veteran Skywalker, welcome to the stream. You are the, Veteran Skywalker, first follow on Kick. Thanks for the support. Yeah, I just started streaming on Kick and TikTok. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously the YouTube's the main thing that's blowing up. But I also stream on X and Twitch. I think I've got like 14 followers over on Twitch. I've got 51 followers over on X. And then I just started on Kick and TikTok today. So we'll see how it goes. But doesn't really matter. The mission is still the same. Today, we're going to be working on additional platform tools because we're gearing up to launch View Creator. So for those of you that are just joining in for the first time, View Creator is an AI-powered social media platform where you're able to create viral social media content in seconds. So right now, the reason that we're building this is because a lot of things are happening in this space. The AI content generation is getting cheaper, faster, and higher quality, which means that this space is going to open up over the next several months while better models continue to be released. J35, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. The stream goat, J35. Samuel with Code, welcome to the stream. Javier, yeah, I use Restream. Let me know if you guys want. I can embed the chat in the stream if you guys want. So basically, like, you know, I have the ability to embed in OBS the chat. So if you guys want to see essentially what I see, like if you guys want to see what other people are saying on other platforms, or if you want you know, essentially to be able to see chat at the same time that I'm seeing it, let me know. Just say if you want that. If you guys just say, just spam like W in the chat. I don't know. W in the chat if you want me to essentially embed chat inside of the stream. And then if you don't want me to do that, spam N for no. All right, so we did do a really good job in getting the YouTube thumbnail generator work, and I'll just do a quick demo of that. So let's say, for example, here you have down here the ability to prompt. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to drop in a example thumbnail. So let's drop this in. Just going to copy this and then paste this in. Samuel with Code said, when do you think you will achieve $1 million? So pretty much my plan is that right now, as you guys know, who've been, you know, watching over the past several weeks, is that I am finishing my college degree right now. So my plan is that over the next several months, I have to essentially, you know, do a lot of work. You know, I'm kind of balancing finishing my college degree with all this. But the thing is that once I finish my college degree, I want to go full time. And to get to that point, I think we need to get around to about $10,000 in revenue, and then across different platforms, maybe around 10,000 followers across these different platforms. But with that being said, with View Creator, I'm excited because we're actually going to be starting our advertising campaigns with View Creator. So as soon as we launch, we're going to spend about $2,500 in the first month, which should be next month, October. And then we're going to take what we learned, we're going to look at the data and the analytics, and we're going to essentially then spend double that. We're going to spend $5,000 to $7,500 in November, and then in December we're going to spend over $10,000 on marketing campaigns for View Creator. So I expect that once we start marketing, we're going to see the revenue uptick significantly. Like right now, everybody that's watching is kind of like an OG because, you know, we have less than 5,000 followers across different platforms. And in my opinion, the main reason that is because, hey, we're only at $51 and we've been at $51 for a decent amount of time now. But the thing is that once I start actually running those advertisement campaigns, the revenue is going to shoot through the roof, which is going to cause us to finally have some success with one of our products. And then also, because the revenue is going to go up a lot, that means that also more people are going to tune in. So I fully expect that once that happens, for example, like once the thumbnails are able to say, you know, revenue $15,000, it's going to make more people tune in. You know, right now, let's say that you're watching, you're essentially trusting me that I'm not just going to quit. You know, you're trusting me. You're saying, okay, I'm spending my time watching this person and watching what they're doing and following along in this series. But you guys don't, you know, it's a risk essentially for people to be watching. But the thing is that once that revenue goes up and I hit $10,000, that's when it's going to start to go mainstream. So I think I'm going to build up a huge following. That's just my perspective on things. I don't know what you guys think about that. Okay, so let's see here. Javier said that, yeah, chat would be nice. Okay. J35, what do you think? Do you think we should embed chat? Since you're a mod, what do you think? So basically I dropped in day 70. I'm going to say update the thumbnail to be for day 200. Revenue is at 50,000. So basically I'm able to input this and it takes in the thumbnail that I provided, and then it's able to actually create and edit that image. And this is what we worked on during the last stream, and we finally got it working after quite a bit of effort on our end. F1 Lab said, did you reach 50% on your project? What do you mean? So here's, yeah, day 200, and then you can expand this, 50,000. And honestly, it's pretty much perfect. We could add more features on top of this, but I feel like we need to start. This is good enough for MVP for now. You know, we could do a lot of things where we could add in the ability for people to add in faces and objects, which is obviously what we are going to do at some point. But for today, I think that we should move on to some other tools. Specifically, I think that we should work on some other YouTube-related tools. So these should be easy, like a description generator and a title generator is much easier. J35 said that the current setup is okay. Okay, I'll take your advice on that then. All right. So which tool do you guys think we should work on? So we can do the video hook generator, we do a title generator, description generator, a chapter generator. Something that I'm curious about is, for example, like what I do with let's say with my YouTube videos, right? So I use what's up, Rob? Good morning. So what I use when I'm doing a YouTube video, right, is what I have to do, and I'll just show you guys. I'll be totally transparent with this and show you guys why I know that there's a need for this. So give me 1 second. Let me log in here. I think I'm already logged in, actually. Yeah. So watch this. So this is something called Noda. And what Noda allows you to do is it allows you to essentially upload MP4 videos, or it even lets you, I think it lets you put in a link as well. So you can upload, yeah, so you can either upload from your computer or you can just paste in from a URL. And what it does is it takes your video in and it's able to then create a transcription. So my AI workflow, what I do is after I finish creating a video, like for example, I released a video yesterday and here was the transcript from that video. You know, it was 1 hour and 8 minutes long. And what I then do is I go up here and I click download. I think it's like right here, or I think it's, there's a download button up here somewhere. But essentially, oh yeah, here. So I download it, right? So I download this transcript. So I'll click download and I'll just download the entire transcript. Then what I do is I go over here to ChatGPT and I pull this over and I say basically, now create a title and description for me, right? And then it creates, you know, this. It's going based off it. And this is actually interesting because this is a problem with ChatGPT. Is that, you know, I got some comments on one of my videos that was essentially, you know, I've got some haters, right? Everybody's got haters. But there was one guy that was being really pessimistic, and what he was saying, and you hear this a lot in the AI market, is essentially people saying, why would anybody use your ChatGPT wrapper application when they can just use ChatGPT itself? And the main reason, I think the biggest sell point is that, you know, ChatGPT is ChatGPT. It has its own system prompt for being ChatGPT. And what's interesting is that when you use something like View Creator, is that we have enterprise level prompts where it's already specialized and crafted in a way where it's perfected to be a YouTube title generator, or it's perfected to be a YouTube description generator. J35 said, would YouTube script generator be a viable tool? Like, I want to have a script like how you speak so I can select you and video idea. AI writes me the script. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, we have it down here, YouTube script generator. We can work on that one. Ahmad said, how did you not hit limits? What do you mean? Just with what? With like Cursor? Since this is essentially my full-time job in business, I invest a decent amount of money. So I have like the Cursor Ultra plan. I have the ChatGPT Pro plan. Did you purchase another account? No, yeah. No, I've got all the best plans. Also, if you guys are just tuning into the stream now, make sure that you like wherever you're watching, X, Kick, YouTube, Twitch. Make sure you guys like the stream. But yeah, let's decide on a tool to work on. Something that I do want to do, though, the reason I showed you guys this is because, for example, for a description generator to actually be good, you need the context of the video. I can't just, go into ChatGPT and say, hey, create me a description. I mean, you could. I could say, hey, create me a description for a video that has this title, right? And let's say I dropped in this title and I just passed it into ChatGPT. Well, it wouldn't actually have the reference of the video because it, so it kind of just create whatever it wanted, right? Based off of that title. So I think the best way to create a description, in my opinion, is to be able to craft it so that it actually is able to take in a uploaded video, transcribe it, and then based off of the transcription, create the description with the chapters and with keywords, etc. J35 said, your system is not just ChatGPT, it's a combined workflow of multiple models and good system prompts, so not just wrapper. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I think we just, people like to shoot down other people's ideas. It's very common, which is okay. Okay, so let's go in here now, and let's actually just, let's think like, hey, if you're creating a YouTube video, what's the workflow look like? Well, the first thing is I want to create an end-to-end product where we'll target YouTube to start with today. Let's just focus in on YouTube features. I think that the YouTube thumbnail generator was actually the hardest thing to build. And now that we have that, now that we have the knowledge that we had, so I'm going to do tool ideas. So I think that, for example, if I want to create a if I want to create a YouTube video, the first thing that I need to do is step one is to think of an idea. Step two is, I don't know why it's doing that. I did this. Okay, step two is I want to then, I have to think about the content and the layout of the video. So like the script, essentially, what I'm going to say. My approach to YouTube is I'm very unscripted. I think that the raw, unscripted content is just kind of my flow. Dev Supper VIP said, do you have a demo on product? Not currently. We're kind of just working on MVP. I gave one a little bit earlier in the stream of our YouTube thumbnail generator, but right now we're just building out some of these YouTube tools, but we're going to make a ton of progress, so you'll see some demos in this video as well. Also, if you guys are just joining, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. J35 said that he hates people calling tools just wrappers and easy to build. Everything looks easy to build until you start building it. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, and just the pessimism that some people have. It's like, hey, if somebody has an idea, hey, the truth is, a lot of people like to voice their opinions, voice their feedback, but the thing is that until you actually try something and test it, you don't know for sure. So I usually, if people have ideas and stuff, I just am trying to be supportive, be like, hey, go try it out, go see, go fail, go fail, and then let me know what happens, or go succeed, J35 said, Matt, I don't know if you remember, there used to be YouTube videos like Whiteboard with constant drawings and voiceover, mostly history-related videos. Can you build, oh, do you mean wait, what do you mean, J35? Okay, so the next thing would be think about the content and the layout of the video, which would be your script. The next thing is you actually have to generate the video. You have to create it. That wouldn't be a tool, obviously. Let's go back over here. I like the hook idea. Hook generator, I like that. But let's just put out the layout. So you have to think about the content and the layout of the video. Then you have to record the content. And then after you record, you have to edit content. And then after you edit, you have to come up with a good title. And then you have to come up with a good description or keyword, good description, keywords included, keywords and hashtags. And then lastly, usually create a thumbnail. And we already have this tool. So then you upload. Lightsveen said, what do you think about Chinese models? I don't use them. Yeah, I don't use them. All right, so think about an idea, think about the content and the layout of the video, record the content, edit the content, come up with a good keyword-filled title, come up with a good description, keywords and hashtags, and then create the thumbnail. So tools that can come out of this, I do think that, I'm just gonna do this a couple times. So tool ideas, I would say number one, since we already have it, a thumbnail generator. Number two is an idea generator. Number three is a script generator. Maybe a hook generator. Five, I think video editing is, you know, not the best way. Video editing, you know, I think that is a tool, but we're not going to build that. We're going to start with some easier features. Obviously, video editing, AI video editing would be very difficult. So thumbnail generator, idea generator, script generator, hook generator, keyword generator. Let's go here. Yeah, title generator. And then description generator. Okay, so these are actually going to be relatively easy to do. One thing though, and I just want to show this to you guys, is that over on vidIQ, which is what I use sometimes for like, I actually use this a lot for the keywords. So something I want to show you guys, which is really interesting, is that J35 said maybe you can build AI video generator with voiceover for shorts. I do think that's a good idea. I think we have to start with some more base level features, just because that would be, let's start with some easier features, because I think that in today's video, if we can build like 5 tools that are relatively easy to build that we could put in our toolbox, then I think that that is the best way to make progress, at least in today's stream, is to say, hey, right now we have one tool. We actually have 3, because we have agents and templates and then thumbnails. So we have 3 tools right now. But if we can come out of the stream with maybe like 8 tools, because I think that relatively easily we're going to be able to build some of these, because they're mostly just integrations with like LLMs. Dev Supper VIP said, do you apply BMAD to your Vibe Code project? I heard somebody talking about that on stream, on another stream. I don't. I probably should. But yeah, so check this out. So on this, I'm actually able to see like the demand on YouTube for keywords, and keywords are very important. As I stressed on in another video, you know, it's important to understand, hey, where are people searching in the market? So let's pull up SEMrush here, and for example, let's do YouTube title generator, right? Let's actually search this keyword. How many people are searching Google for YouTube title generator? And as you can see, in the US, it's 2.9. In India, it's 14.8K. And then the cost per click is 17 cents. So that's really good to know, because a keyword difficulty, if I just pull up ChatGPT real quick, and then I'm gonna say, just so we have a reference, I am using SEMrush and I wanna understand keyword difficulty. Please output a table with the ranges of keyword difficulty and label them on like what that range actually means. Like for example, how difficult it is to rank on Google for a keyword difficulty of like 30. And please output a table ranging from 0 to 100 and putting each of those in different categories and giving me a description for them. All right, so we're gonna generate a nice table so that you guys can have basically some visuals and understand this. Also, if you guys haven't already liked and followed wherever you're watching, make sure you do so. So here's a little table. So 0 to 14 keyword difficulty is very easy. It has almost no competition. 15 to 29 is easy, low competition. 30 to 49 is going to be, it's possible. You have medium competition. So this is like pretty much the main category. Like, hey, if you're in, in the market for a YouTube title generator, hey, obviously there's a market here. It's got almost 15,000 searches in India, and then it's got 2.9 in the US, and then the cost per click is relatively low at 17 cents. That's like pretty much nothing. But this is good to know. It means that, hey, there are thousands of people every month that are looking for a YouTube title generator. So we could rank for this if we had SEO blogs, if we were targeting this with our advertisement campaigns. So this is just something that we need to do to understand, okay, like this is actually a good idea, right? So YouTube title generator, all right? So let's put, so I'm just gonna actually mark this YouTube title generator. And the SEMrush data, we're just gonna do search volume. We're gonna so we'll only go off based off of the US. So search volume is that, and then the KD is, what was it, 42, right? Yeah, 42. All right, so that's good to know. So let's go over to now let's look up YouTube description generator and see what the demand is for that. So YouTube description generator, a little bit less, 1.9, but then the keyword difficulty is 30. So you can see here that also in India, the demand is off the charts for these tools, most likely because people are outsourcing it. So the description generator, that also has a lot of demand. So YouTube description generator. So the search volume for that is 1900, and the KD is 30. So that puts it, what even is that? I think that's the easy category, right? I guess that's the baseline of possible. So that's good. That's a viable idea. And then let's do Shweba. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. If you guys are just tuning in, haven't already liked and followed, make sure you do so. So let's go over here. YouTube. Okay, so now I wonder what that would be. YouTube keyword generator. I don't know. YouTube keyword. Let's just see if that is what. I doubt it. That's I guess 880 people are searching for it. That's pretty decent. So YouTube keyword generator for YouTube. So you can see like all the different keywords that people are using, or that what's called long tail phrases that people are using to search for a product like this. So that's important to note. Let's just do this one. We'll do, so it's 880 keyword difficulty 7, or wait, what was it? 47. So search volume, 880, 880, and then the KD is 47. So now let's look up YouTube hook generator. So pretty much what we're doing is we are actually confirming that people are searching for this. So YouTube hook generator, nobody's really looking for it, only 20. What about YouTube script generator? Boom, people are looking for it. I'll drop in the playlist I'm using. I use different ones each time. Here's the one I'm using. Okay, so that's good to note. Okay, so YouTube script generator. So people are not searching for YouTube hook generator. So we're gonna literally, how do I do like a slash through this? So we'll put it here, but hey, now we know, hey, that is actually not a good idea. No, there's no demand for it. So the search volume is literally 20. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Nobody's searching for it. And then can I do an emoji? Check mark. Boom. Oh, sorry guys, I don't know how to use Google Docs, I guess. All right, forget it. All right, YouTube script generator. So YouTube script generator volume 590, keyword difficulty is a little bit higher. So this is like, you can see this. Hey, this is there's less search volume and more competition. This isn't great. We're gonna put it in there though. But definitely good to note, like, hey, where is the demand in the market? Where are the gaps? So it's 590 and 53. 590, and then the keyword difficulty is 53. And then YouTube idea generator, so 110. This is an easy one though. Light Zevin said, what motivates you to vibe code? I've been doing this for years now, so I just love doing it. It's a passion of mine. I genuinely just love it. I think that it's the future. I think that people are becoming much more capable. Like a singular developer is now much more capable. Obviously, as you guys have seen on this series, you know, we've built so many things so quickly. And hey, people can hate on it all they want, but you know, hey, it's obviously I feel like this is living proof of, you know, everything that we're doing. You know, you guys can watch through this series and people are going to say, hey, like this guy, he was able to program using AI and build all this stuff, you know. Okay, so YouTube thumbnail generator actually has lower volume, which is interesting. So YouTube thumbnail generator. So the search volume. So it's 1,300 and then 51. Okay, so now we know, hey, the most in-demand product is probably, like, I would say it's these three: YouTube thumbnail generator, YouTube title generator, YouTube description generator. Search YouTube automation. All right. Oh, wow. Wow. J35, wow. Always coming in with something clutch. Okay, so look at this, guys. So YouTube automation. So this is getting searched a lot. 6,600. So we'll just kind of put this down. Maybe we should open up an Excel file here and actually put this in an Excel file. Let's just create an Excel file real quick. You know, and we can do this. We probably should at some point make this a little bit easier to scale just in terms of where we have this data, but definitely good to know. Let's just, you know, hey, this is a good thing to know. Hey, that YouTube automation is getting searched up a lot. It's got search volume of 6,600, and the keyword difficulty is relatively low. What was it, 39, right? Yeah, 39, wow. So that's really good, J35. Okay, so J35, yeah, that's because many people want to automate YouTube videos and earn ad revenue. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, wow. If you guys haven't already liked and followed wherever you're watching, make sure you do so. Let's see here. Okay, so YouTube automation. Okay, so let's actually get started now, and let's start with where the demand's at. Let's start with a YouTube title generator and then a YouTube description generator, and let's actually start coding now. Because we know for a fact now, hey, people are searching for those tools. So let's just get started with this. Let's knock those out easy and build just an MVP for those two products real quick. And then we'll move forward. So let's open up our product. All right, so platform tools. Pull this over here. I'm gonna use Cursor, guys, because speed. Okay, let's actually close all the chats for now. So I'm going to say clear all chats, open up a fresh chat, and let's use GPT-5 high fast. And so let's pull in, let's go over here. So we're going to have to go into our entities here, and our entities over, that shouldn't be there. All right, thumbnail generator, and then, so let's now do title generator and description generator. All right, so entities, drop both these in. Oops. Also drop in enums. Okay. take a look at the entities and enums in the database and the API. I need you to integrate and update to create a new YouTube title generator job entity and a new YouTube description generator job entity. Please review the YouTube thumbnail generator job entity, as we will use similar functionality but for their respective generation logic. So for example, there doesn't need to be it's going to be different. Think about how we would structure a YouTube title generator differently than a YouTube thumbnail generator job or a YouTube description generator differently, respectively. But just create these 2 new entities and create the respective enums. All right, so I'm going to create the entities, create the structure for it real quick. Then I'll be able to do it relatively well. Okay. All right. All right, so we'll create that, and then let's actually launch a terminal real quick. And essentially what I want to do is I actually want to just do clear real quick. Let's cd into view creator UI, and let's launch Codex in the UI here. And yes, I obviously do not want you to ask. Okay, we have low on. I want to use low, and I'm just gonna say shoot. On this page, I've decided that I actually want to focus in on the YouTube title generator and the YouTube description generator. So please take a look at the front end UI and make sure that the YouTube description generator is no longer coming soon, but is able to be launched. Also, remove the YouTube video hook generator. Let's just double check to see if maybe that's what people are searching for here. Let's do this. Let's go, oops. Let's go here. I just want to double check, hey, are people searching for that? Because what we saw was that, hey, people were not searching for, yeah, people really just aren't searching for that. So we're going to remove that, replace it with the YouTube title and YouTube generator, description generator first. And then let's say, please also create the pages for the YouTube title generator and the YouTube description generator. And add the links to the routes.ts file, respectively. Fikrat Trade said, hey, first time here, great live content, congrats. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you know, I've been enjoying doing it. I appreciate all your guys' support. And obviously the, you know, the channels are growing. We're making so much progress. But really what I think is going to happen is we're going to continue to make just a ton of progress with what we're doing. And, you know, once we start to get some revenue, I think that's going to, that the channel, everything, basically this platform is going to go mainstream, is really what I think is going to happen. You know, I'm not, you know, if you want to succeed, if you want to be able to accomplish great things in life, you have to know and expect for things to take some time. And I'm fully prepared to continue to do this, even if it doesn't, like even if the revenue stays low for the next couple months. But I actually, once we start running the advertisement campaigns, I think that's really going to change things. So like I said, we're going to spend about $2,500 to $5,000 next month. And then after that, we're going to bump that up to $7,500. And then after that, maybe like somewhere around $12,500 for December. So, you know, things, if you guys are watching this, you know, you guys are at the very beginning of something that I think is going to be truly great. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't think it was going to be great. I really do believe in what we're doing. J35 said, many people use AI tools that generate, like Genghis Khan with his army and war documenting, gets really viral, probably VO3 fast. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, think about what we'd be able to do with something like VO3, I mean, or not necessarily just VO3, but think about what we'll be able to do once we build the initial MVP functionality. Like, for example, right now I'm just solely focused in on, hey, let's build some MVP functionality tools that will attract an audience that people are looking for. Like, obviously, people are looking for YouTube thumbnail generators, they're looking for YouTube title generators, they're looking for description generators. So, hey, let's create those tools first. Let's get an MVP, because those tools are relatively easy, in my opinion, to build, and people are searching for them. So let's build those MVP tools so that we can begin marketing. And then after that, let's start thinking about some truly innovative things that we can create, like the agents and connecting socials, all these different things that I think are going to be truly powerful. I'm really excited about it. Jesse Martinez said, are you using VS Code? I have used Claude CLI, and it's lacking finishing the job. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Claude Code. I'm using Codex right now with Cursor is what I'm using. So I'm using Codex in the terminal, and then I'm also using Cursor. So let's see if it's able to, whoa, that didn't work. So here's the page for the YouTube title generator. Does not look good, just initial functionality. Here's the API. So it created the YouTube. So here's what it looks like. Prompt, system prompt, model, status, titles. Nice. So it gave titles with the JSON B so that people could select different ones. Okay. Okay. All right. So something that we now need to do is, hey, let's go over to the migrations and see, hey, did it create that? Okay. So something that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to open up our terminal. And in order to run migrations, we have to cd into view creator database. And then the next thing that we need to do is run npm run migration generate. Oops. And then after that, it's going to create the migration. And then after that, we're going to run npm run migration run. And then that's going to run our database schema, which is going to create all those tables that we just did based on the entities. That's how TypeORM works. And then the next thing that we need to do is actually to build the functionality in the back end. So let's take a look now over at the API. The entities were created successfully. This was created successfully, looks fine. Okay, hold up. Something I want to change is instead of having YouTube title job status enum and a YouTube description job status enum and a YouTube thumbnail job status enum or a template job status enum, as you can see, these enums are all the same. Instead of having these separate enums, would you please create a singular job status enum and update the entities in both the database and the API respectively? So that's one thing that we want to create. That's just becoming a mess. We'd have like 100 entities that are the same thing. Manipulator said, which has coded better for you, Claude or Codex? I would say Codex. You know, the GPT-5 models are so inexpensive now that it really doesn't make sense to use Claude. Also, Claude is really slow, even if you're using like some of their faster models. J35 said Cursor also got updated, by the way. They just added the option to have separate agent window and settings. Okay, good to know. Naz said, I believe in doing things. Let's build. Hey, me too. Fikrat said, how do you usually start vibe coding? Do you first prepare a prompt using the OpenAI cookbook, or do you just write what you want directly as a paragraph and let AI figure it out? Yeah, so I'm more of a promoter of just kind of like streaming your consciousness. You know, if you study up, if you're involved, if you're working on things like this a decent amount, you know, you do get better at them. So what I will say is that, you know, I just use Whisper. And I just tell the AI exactly what I want it to do. And usually it does a pretty good job at doing exactly what I want it to do. So definitely something to make note of. Okay. So they're created just a singular job status enum, as you guys can see here. So errors here because there's imports from those enums all over the place. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Okay. So that's updating. Let's work on the UI. So, for example, for a YouTube title generator right now, the UI, this is like not even accurate, but it has a video topic, a primary keyword, the angle or proof. I don't like the current UI of the YouTube title generator or the YouTube description generator. Please review this and completely update the UI. Make it similar to the YouTube thumbnail generator, significantly improve it. All right, Capita Rex over on Twitch said there was a usage warning for your description. I see. Also, the code generation seems slow. When you are generating a feature, you could narrow the scope Cursor is using, thus speeding up code generation and simultaneously lowering your token count. You can do it like this. We are focusing on X feature, that is X description, how it works. Create a cursor.ignore file that keeps only relevant files plus configs and ignore the rest. Then reload index, and you should get faster and cheaper. Okay. That's good to note. Oh, wow. Grok 4 Fast is released for free. Is that true? Is it in Cursor? Let's check X. Oh. That's funny. So apparently that code supernova model is, wait here. Is it on Cursor? Did Cursor release that? OpenRouter? Wait, I'm not familiar with OpenRouter. Yeah, let's stay focused. All right. Okay. Job status. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to update the migrations to run correctly. So we removed a bunch of enums. So we're going to have to generate another migration. Oh, I guess the enums, they don't change like that. Yeah. So we don't have to generate another migration. It's just with this. Okay, so now in the modules, take a look at the modules, and now please create 2 new directories for the 2 new entities that we created and their respective functionality for the YouTube title generator and the YouTube description generator. Create the roots and logic needed, similar to how the YouTube thumbnail generator does. Please integrate with the OpenAI GPT-5 and properly integrate with OpenAI and use OpenAI for the logic behind the AI that is going to generate this. Also, take a look at the front end and help me create a robust system functionality across the API and the front end for YouTube title generation. Write a robust system prompt and create the functionality for this. All right, it's free on Cursor. Okay. I mean, should we try, what is it, Grok 4 Fast? Let's see here. I have not been a super big fan of Grok yet, but Grok 4 Fast. All right. Check Claude Fast. Code Supernova. View all models. Hey, is it this? Grok Code Fast one? Which model is it, guys? It's crazy to me that GPT-4 is so outdated now. Nacho said that Grok is super good for complex stuff. Okay. All right, let's use Grok then on this. Let's try Grok Code Fast. Gritty asked, with Codex, how do I avoid getting a failed error? What do you mean? When you set it up? I haven't gotten that. Oh. The stream disconnected before completion. Your input exceeds the Oh. Well, obviously, your input exceeds the context window. All right, so this is Grok Code Fast 1 that we're using. We'll test it out, see how good it is. I'm not a fan. I really like the UI of the thumbnail generator. I like the idea, you know, it's kind of like your basic AI generation logic because it has a history of all the thumbnails that you've generated, like all your jobs, and then it just has the prompt down below, which I really like. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. You know, if we go to this, like let's look at the UI here. It's just too much information. Like I mean, we should be guiding the user because we want to give as good, we want the output to be as good as possible, but also at the same time, this looks like a mess. So, I don't know what your guys' thoughts are. Fikrat said it's called Supernova. Yeah, I saw Supernova. It's already down here. It's right here, code Supernova. But let's let this work. I'm going to be right back, guys. If you haven't already liked and followed, make sure you do so. I'll be right back. I'm going to use the restroom. All right, we're back. Does anybody know the answer to Gritty's problem? I've never gotten that error before. Okay. I mean, this model is fast. Code Supernova. Let's try that after this. Supernova. Jesse, I've got the, whatever the $200 plan is. Looks like it works. Alright, apparently Supernova is bad, so we won't use it. I literally just had 3 people in it. Gritty, I'm using Cursor, so you can select whatever model you want. Okay. Please update the UI of the YouTube title generator and the YouTube description generator to be exactly like the UI that you see in the YouTube thumbnail generator, but for, respectively, for titles and descriptions. Oh my gosh. Holy crap. You guys see this? This tool is in demand. Holy crap. All right, so your search volume, 18,100. And the keyword difficulty, what was it? It was like 80, like 40 something, right? 46. All right. So this is a huge tool. All right. I am a software developer, and I need to build functionality where users are able to upload an MP4 video or enter the URL of a YouTube video, and it's able to create a transcript for them. What API could I integrate with for this? Do you guys see the demand for this? What are the best practices to craft the perfect YouTube title? Please come up with a complete breakdown of the top best practices. Yeah, J35, that's very true. The competition is amazing for end users. Whisper. Okay. Yeah, Nacho, that's very true. Nacho said that it's crazy that we live in an era where you can ask all of these complex questions and get a PhD level answer to it. Yeah. Okay. So what we're gonna have to do is we probably will integrate with Whisper, which is fine. But the biggest issue is, hey, how do we actually get the file uploaded? Like from YouTube. Obviously it's possible. Noda does it. I mean, look at the demand for this tool though. 18,000 a month? What the heck? I mean, this is a business in itself. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that these rules here, and now we're gonna actually pass in this here. Take a look at this service file in my Nest.js project, and I want you to review it because I now need you to update the system prompt to significantly improve it to be enterprise level and actually make it useful for the end user. Integrate your best practices into the system prompt and polish it and perfect it. Make it an enterprise grade prompt. Output the entirety of the file when you are done. Okay, so that's gonna be working for a second. So now let's think about this problem still. What API would I have to use to allow users to be able to upload a URL of a YouTube video and be able to get the transcript from that? I've seen some other companies do this. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and followed, make sure you do so. Interesting. Guys, I have a question for chat. So we have actually a pretty big milestone that we're reaching. Basically on YouTube, once you get to like a certain amount of followers and once you get to a certain amount of watch time, you're able to then like do memberships and super chats and there's like other stuff as well. But I was wondering what your guys' perspective is. Like, should I set up the ability to do like super chats and stuff or like memberships, or should I just keep everything the way that it is and just say, hey, you know, let's just, I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on that? I don't know if anybody has an opinion on that, but I just wanted to throw that out there. All right, the YouTube data API, captions, endpoint, download your own caption tracks. This requires OAuth and permissions to edit the video. You can't download caption from third-party videos. What? All right, are you a podcaster or a vlogger, or perhaps you're simply an audio nerd like us friendly folks over here at Deepgram? Well, if you're looking for a simple way to transcribe any YouTube video programmatically, stick around, the code below is just for you, okay? You can automate transcriptions that are more accurate and better formatted than the default YouTube transcriptions. You can summarize long lectures and podcasts, and you can even translate your transcripts into different languages. This article will cover the first part, getting beautiful, accurate, and easy to read transcripts with timestamps, okay? When you take those where you take those transcripts is up to you. You're limited only by your own creativity. Let's get started. First things first, we're going to need some way to download the audio from a YouTube video locally. Thankfully, there are some libraries that help us do that. Okay, so there's YouTube DL. Okay. So it looks like this is pretty easy. So Deepgram. All right, Deepgram. All right, so looks like it's definitely possible. Sign up for free. An important question to ask, though. Looks like this is done here. Let's input this. Perfect. Okay, now let's take a look at this again. And for titles, right now it's generating about 10 titles. This is too much information for the user. Also, the way that it's styled on the front end is terrible. Please review this in depth and make it so that only 5 titles are generated, and they should just be stacked in line with, right now there's like a description under each title, which is just terrible. And all I want is stacked 5 titles, give them a score, and that's what I want. Update the front end and back end code respectively. All right. Honestly, guys, I'm going to be super locked in today. I think this is just a work day, essentially. Sometimes what confuses me is like the YouTube algorithm or the algorithm on these different platforms, because sometimes, you know, your streams will be blowing up and then other times, you know, not. And I'm like, well, I did the same thing. I don't necessarily understand what I did differently to constitute, you know, getting 60 people watching or like 100 subscribers during one stream or not. It's kind of random, it feels like. I don't know what why that is, but we're just going to keep working, and eventually I think it'll play out. If you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Yeah. Basically, the perspective that I have on it is that I believe that what we're doing here, I believe in what we're doing 100%. And as I mentioned, in October, because we have multiple tools that we're going to be using, like, hey, we just did the keyword. And a question that I have for you, chat, is do you guys find this interesting? You know, the way that I work, the way that I provide commentary, you know, be useful feedback. Like, what are your guys' thoughts on what we're doing here? You know, obviously I believe in it. I believe what we're doing. But, you know, we're at a very early stage. You know, we've only made $51. We worked on Goalpost, we worked on BridgeMine, and now we're working on View Creator. I think that View Creator has more potential than anything else. So we're going to pour all of our time into it now because, I mean, look at the demand in the market. YouTube transcript generator, search volume is 18,000. YouTube description generator, search volume 1900, keyword difficulty 30. Title generator 3000, keyword difficulty 42. YouTube idea generator, search volume 110, 19. I mean, we can rank #1 on Google for that. #1. And maybe we get 10 people to sign up. You know, it's incredible. It's just incredible. So from the data that we have, we're going to have to take a look here. So we're going to hook up with this. But the question that I have is, it was called DeepGram, right? Can DeepGram integrate with more than just YouTube, or is it only YouTube? Ficrat Trades thinks that vibe coding is going to be booming very, very soon. Yeah, that's the question, is that, you know, with what we're doing, is vibe coding going to become more popular, and is it going to become mainstream? And it might. It really could. You know, and I think that it's definitely interesting. We'll see. Okay, so what DeepGram handles: pre-recorded files sent a direct media URL or upload types here. Okay, so it's more than usual. Okay, so DeepGram is exactly what we're looking for. And so while we're working on that, let's test this title generator. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Oh my gosh. Elon Musk, what are you doing? What is Elon Musk doing? Something, right? That's for sure. Okay. Okay. So this looks good. Instead of showing like 90 out of 100 or 85 out of 100, would you just please show the score in a circular div and color the div differently based on its score? For example, a really high score should be like a really dark green or something like that. I don't know. Think through this and update. Yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed by Grok Code Fast. Really impressed. First time I've honestly been impressed by Grok, because that hit perfect. It nailed it. Yeah, J35, I think you're right, yeah. So if we go to Elon, we do have that model. he posts so much. Like I saw what you were talking about though this morning. I did see that. But yeah, nailed it again. Boom, 90. When the user clicks copy, would you actually show some user feedback, like a copy to clipboard effect? All right. So it seems to me like the system prompt is really good for that. Deepgram, let me sign up real quick so that we can actually start moving in. Let's actually check out the pricing though. So here, oh wow, it's expensive. So 4K, it just says 4K plus per year. Up to 100 for the, I don't know, it seems expensive. It says straightforward pricing that rewards you as you grow. Are you sure that's straightforward? All right, well, I guess there's no credit card required. All right, let's ask. Please think deeply about what we are trying to build. What is the absolute best tool to integrate with? Gosh, it's not missing. Please significantly improve the input at the bottom, make it way more modern, totally change the styling. I don't think that this takes in images yet though, does it? It doesn't take in images, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it doesn't take images. That's one drawback. No images, I don't like that. Yeah, J35, I'm working on the transcription tool. Yeah. I mean, look at this. Look at the transcription. That's the biggest tool that's in demand. 18,000 people searching for it every month. 18,000. And the cost per click is only $1.21. I mean, this is a wide open market. It's a wide open market. It's like AI social media content generation is a wide open market. I always dreamed of, it's like you have these companies where they grew, to like this crazy valuation. Let's say, you start a company that sells for 50 million, right? And the craziest part is that I've always like seen these companies that do that, right? They do it inside like 2 years. And then it's like, well, obviously they did that because, now AI social media content generation is like the biggest thing in the market, So obviously this company that basically foresaw that and then built it, did so well, and it's just interesting to think that, hey, that could be us, that could be View Creator. This, very bad. That was really bad work there. I think we're gonna have to switch over to, let's try Claude 4 Sonnet. And then let's drop this in here. Please rethink the styling of the input down here. I want it to look more like the ChatGPT input right now with the big generate titles button. It just looks bad. Instead, it should just be a nice icon, compact, modern, circular divs, not this weird container. Really, it should just be the input with a send button. That's as simple as it needs to be. Please integrate the update. That's like one limitation of the Grok Fast model is that you can't upload images, so I can't say, hey, this is what I see and looking at, Mythic said, what do you use to see what's booming and solves problems? Yeah, so Mythic, we were using SEMrush. So this is SEMrush here. We have it's like $100 a month. And essentially what you're able to do is like what we did earlier in the stream is we were just validating all of the ideas that we had. Right now we're working on our YouTube tool generation suite. So you can see YouTube thumbnail generator, search volume 1300, keyword difficulty 51. And the keyword difficulty basically shows you the competition in the market. So the higher the keyword difficulty, the more competition that is in the market. I think here is the table. So SEMrush difficulty, keyword difficulty table. You can pause the stream to look at this and study it. But that's what we used, and then we were using SEMrush to see, hey, YouTube transcript generator, 18,000 a month. And then J35 also mentioned, hey, look up YouTube automation. Just, hey, what's the demand for that? And 6,600 people a month in the United States, this is United States data, is 6,600 just for YouTube automation, and the keyword difficulty is only 39. So it's incredible. Moonport said, I noticed you're using TypeScript instead of JavaScript for your project. Was that intentional? Do you recommend others also do that for vibe coding projects? Yeah, I would 100% recommend TypeScript. When I first started getting into full stack development, I used a lot of JavaScript, and JavaScript has definitely has a lot of drawbacks. So if you use TypeScript, it helps kind of, it definitely helps a lot. Just, you know, to say that in a straightforward way, I would definitely recommend using TypeScript. All right, that does look a lot better. All right. I am making a YouTube video where I am vibe coding an app with a goal of making $1 million, and I'm live streaming it every day. Right now I'm on day 34. Can you make the title for this video? All right, so let's see what it comes up with our actual, with what we're doing. Jesse Martinez said, are you paying for the $200 Cursor program or direct for ChatGPT? I'm new to Cursor, and it's not doing what yours is doing with the ability to change AI models, etc. Really? I would check your settings, because I'm pretty sure everybody has access, even if you have the Pro plan. I do have the Ultra plan, but yeah, you should be, when I had the Pro plan, I was able to do that as well. All right, it says generation. Oh, it looks like there was an internal service. Internal server error. What caused this error? Please review it and patch the bug. Actually, let's use Grok Code Fast, because that was the model that actually built this. So something to note is that's always good to go back to the model that you built something with. Okay. Let's go back over here and see. It's still stuck on my memory. Capital X said there's a Fabric named program that does things to video with AI. It also does summaries of videos. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, yeah, thank you, Capital X. Really appreciate it. So right now we're working on a couple different tools for those of you just joining us. So we're working on several YouTube-related tools. Hold up. Got some internal service errors. All right. But yeah, so check this out. We did a lot of keyword research, and here are the tools that we're going to build. The biggest one that has the most potential is this YouTube transcript generator. It's got 18,100 people a month searching for it, which is just absolutely incredible. But we have our YouTube thumbnail generator working flawlessly. And then we also are working on our YouTube title generator right now. We just had an error with that. We're going to patch that real quick. Looks like it was a problem with the description cost per credit. Gritty said that he's an actual software engineer, and he does Angular with TypeScript is fantastic. Yeah, Angular is pretty popular. But yeah, TypeScript is great. TypeScript's great. Nacho said that he hates how Claude Code has to compact conversation every little time you use it. What do you mean? Mid Technology said, how much are you paying for Cursor, and why not use Claude Code? So I have the Ultra plan, and then I usually do go over my limits on Ultra, but that's also because, like, hey, this is my full-time job, obviously. So I program a lot, I use it a lot. I have a Ultra plan on Cursor, and then I also have the, oh, wow. Oh my gosh, Grok Code Fast is amazing. Look at this. It literally did a nice credit. So here's the credit cost structure. So it's going to be 1 credit for 5 titles. So 5 credits in total. Cost per item is 1. And then description generator, 2 credits, 3 descriptions, 6 credits. I mean, wow, Elon with it, amazing. But yeah, so I use Ultra, and let's just copy and paste this back in to test this, see if we get that same error. Let's see here. Looks like it went through. But yeah, so I use Ultra and not Claude Code. Claude Code is slow, in my opinion. A lot of the CLIs are slow for whatever reason. I think that Codex is relatively slow when you compare it with Cursor. I think that Claude Code is slow when you compare it with Cursor. Yeah, that is true, Nacho. Yeah, if you guys are just tuning in and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Really appreciate the support. Let's do a quick sub check. Right now we're at 2648. We're going to be hitting 3,000 here soon. So if you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Okay. Generation's still in progress. So this did not understand what I was trying to ask it. I think it got a little bit confused here. No, you're not fully understanding what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create a YouTube transcript generator for View Creator, and I'm wondering if there are any APIs that you would recommend, because if you take a look at the screenshot, I'm trying to build similar functionality to this, where a user can either upload like an MP4 or an audio file, or they can just upload the URL to like a YouTube video or a Google Drive or something like that, and they're able to get a transcript generated. So let's just go over to Noda, because Noda, for example, I mean, there's such demand. You know that there's demand in the market for something when I paid like immediately $200 for this. I was like, yep, I need it. Boom. And I think that's where the best ideas come from, you know, when you see the need for it, you know. So let's drop this in. See if we can figure out how to replicate that. And then let's go back over to our title generator. It looks like the generation is still in progress. Taking a little bit long for the generation. I'm kind of surprised. To generate 5 titles, I feel like this should be almost essentially like an immediate... You know what I mean? Is it, I need a... Oh, I guess it doesn't upload live. So here are the titles that it generated. One problem that I have is that after I click send, it needs to actually render in, like with the skeleton loader, similar to how the thumbnail generator job does, if you look at the thumbnail generator page. And then after the titles are actually generated, it needs to live return that information to the app. And right now, I actually have to refresh my page to actually see the titles. So please update this respectively. Okay. Jesse Martinez said that he's about to get the $200 plan. He just canceled Claude. How do you activate the voice control like you control it with your voice? So for that, that's actually not Cursor. That is Whisperflow. And Whisperflow is spelled like this. I think I can give you like a way to get like some money off, I think. Yeah, so I'm not affiliated with them, but if you're gonna get it anyway, I'm happy to help you out. So if I go here and click like, so basically here you can see that if I share this invite link and you sign up, you get a free month of Pro. So I'm going to share this just so that you have the ability to, you know, have a free month. I don't really care about the $15 that I'm saving, not going to lie. But happy to help you out in that way. Let's see here. Dan said, have you considered linking your repo to ChatGPT for agent mode? Works great for small tasks, can have full context of multiple data sources. Yeah, I like with Codex in ChatGPT, I have looked at that and I ended up not setting up just because I'm used to this workflow. I like this workflow a little bit better. I have tried that workflow though. All right, let's see what it recommended. Guys, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Really appreciate the support. Thank you, guys. Let's go. Okay, YT dip. Yeah, YT DLP. Okay. Moonport Media said use this. Yeah, happy to help, Jesse. All right, let's test the title generator to see if it works. One thing. Would you please improve the styling of it even further? Give it a nice border, make it modern, and make it stand out more. Do this by giving like the send icon a better color and by giving it a nice border that makes it more stick out. I don't know. Just improve that a little bit more. Okay, so I'm gonna say create a title for my video where I give people 5 tricks on how to vibe code better. All right, so what it should do is it should be able to return that live to us without us having to refresh. Oh gosh, it's like, I think it's refreshing it automatically like every couple seconds. Okay, there we go. That's nice. 5 tricks to vibe code better and boost your productivity. How to vibe code better. 5 essential tricks that you need. Are you struggling? That's good. At least for now, I mean MVP, right? All right, so it says that YTDLP is perfect for the paste URL. We fetch the media leg of your pipeline. Think of it as your URL normalizer. It turns YouTube, Drive, Dropbox, etc. links into a clean audio file and metadata that you can drop into S3 and send to your STT provider. Okay. So it says why to use YTDLP. It works with YouTube plus hundreds of sites. Gives you audio extraction, subtitles, captions, chapters, thumbnails, and rich JSON media in one shot. Okay. All right. So we're going to work on that after we finish this title and YouTube generation. You can like hardly see the bottom here. Like if we go over to the thumbnail generator here, I need to make sure that the actual input at the bottom, I mean, it's not huge. I mean, you can notice it obviously, but right now it's kind of like blends in. So I just need to fix that. Like you can barely see it. Right now the input at the bottom blends in. Like I can hardly see it right now. You need to give it a border that makes it stick out and some styling that makes things more readable, since this input is essentially on top of other elements. You know, you need to make it stick out. I think with, I mean, J35, yeah, Moonport, your commentary on that would be very interesting to hear, just since we're gonna get into that here in a second. But to me, it sounds like, hey, what we gotta do is we gotta integrate with this DLP, and that's what's gonna allow people to, you know, drop in a URL or something like that. And then we'll easily be able to take the next step to generate transcripts. So after we get this description generator built, which is gonna be fairly simple since we already, I mean, the description generator and the title generator, it's like, hey, all you have to do is integrate with OpenAI and then give it a really good enterprise level prompt. We can make this better over time. Like maybe we could add a step where it fetches keywords. Like I was showing you guys on vidIQ essentially how, hey, with maybe you could add a step where it fetches keywords to make it a keyword filled title. Because for example, like I had a video the other day where I'll just show you guys and be totally transparent. Like this video, if I go to like YouTube Studio, for example, and I go to, let's see here. Okay, this video here. Look, this video got 2,000 views, and that's way more than normal. Like this video kind of popped off. It got 162 hours watch time, which is insane. It got 2,100 views, and the main reason that happened was because the reach, look at this, almost 30,000 impressions. And the reason for that is because I knew that, like if I go to vidIQ, if I look up like GPT-5 Codex, what you guys are gonna see is that like the search volume is really high and the competition is really low. So I looked at this and I thought to myself, hey, you know, there's a lot of demand right now because this is like a new trending tool. Let's create a video on it, and basically the competition is low. And this is the same exact, like these ideas, this ideology, this strategy that I'm showing you guys with understanding the search volume and the competition for these different things. It's important. Like I want you guys to understand that you know, I have worked on startups, and this is a big purpose of startups, is that you need to understand the search volume or the demand for whatever you're working on, and you also need to understand the competition in the space. And that's why we're using SEMrush to look at some of these different tools and say, hey, you know, what's the tools in the market that people are searching for, and what's the competition? Very, very important. You can't just blindly, you know, create stuff. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, that's better. Just, it does make it more noticeable. Yeah, okay. That is better. Great. Please now update the YouTube thumbnail generator page. Update its input in the same way. All right, that looks better. So Dan asked, how does vidIQ account for generative engine optimization? So yeah, so what's interesting is that, you know, using vidIQ, it's very, you know, this is such a new space, and, you know, really the entrepreneurs that can see the vision are going to be the ones that succeed. And vidIQ is good. It's not great. For example, the titles that it generates are not that great. You know, I think, for example, hey, in order to make a title generator that's truly great, all you need to do is you need to add in a service that takes in the prompt, and before it creates the title, it needs to do keyword research first. So if we can figure out how to integrate with some sort of keyword API, and we'll do that. You know, initially we're going to get to market. We're going to get to MVP, which is hopefully by next week. We'll have our MVP ready with some tools that we're going to be able to release and actually, you know, have launch View Creator. And then what we need to do is then we actually need to start making the product better and make it truly revolutionary. So I'm excited. I think we're going to be pretty successful here. And then once we start making revenue, that's when this, you know, all this content that I'm doing now, this is going to blow up. I'm very confident. I believe in myself. I believe in what we're doing. And yeah, I'm really excited. Okay, so let's see the thumbnail generator now. I did improve it. So now, yeah, that looks much better. Add reference images. Yeah, this is great. All right, much better. And then also now let's do the description generator. Update this page's input in the same way. Okay. Oh, Dan, yeah, that's a good point. So Dan just made an interesting point and has a good idea in chat. So his point is that a big gap is helping people rank on ChatGPT. So a lot of the time now, instead of people, I mean, it's exactly what we're doing right now. Like, right, like let's just take this for example, right? In this chat, I said, hey, I'm a software developer and I need to build functionality where users are able to upload an MP4 video or enter the URL of a YouTube video, and it's able to create a transcript for them. What API should I integrate with this? And it came back with a bunch of different options. And what Dan is saying is that, hey, a space or a tool is that people need to be ranking on these ChatGPT tools or these AI tools. Moonport Media said that YTDLP allows to even fully download the video, if I remember correctly. Okay, that sounds badass. Let's do it. Let's build it. We're going to do the YouTube description generator, and then we're going to work on the transcript generator. What do you guys think about the level of progress and the speed that we're going at? Can we get some W's in the chat? Can we just spam? I want to see some W's in the chat, guys. Lights Evan said, are you using a memory bank? How do you manage to not forget anything? Everything is up here. This is my memory bank. Yeah, so I think what we're going to do, it sounds like with what Moonport Media is saying, is that pretty much what we're able to do is download the video using YTDLP, and then maybe we could use Whisper using that downloaded video. So we'll take a look at that. But here's Here's our description generator. Is this working? So now let's try this. Let's take this title and let's copy this. 5 tricks to vibe code better and boost your productivity. And then let's go over to here and let's go to the description generator. I'm going to say, create the description for this video. All right. There we go. Generating. www, let's go. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and followed, make sure you do so. All right, nice. It did it in Markdown. Let's do the same thing that we did over here in this conversation. So if you guys remember, we were using this ChatGPT conversation to create an enterprise level prompt for title generation, and now we need to do the same thing with description generation. Now, in the same way, I want you to think through the best practices for YouTube description generation. What are the best practices and approaches to use in a YouTube description that lead to the most engagement and the most views? Think deeply and then output the best strategies. So we're gonna have it think for a second, and then what we'll do is we'll then pass in our code to have it actually integrate a enterprise level prompt into our code. All right. So Jesse Martinez said that he's rocking with both Cursor and Whisper. How do you add it to Cursor? So Jesse, the way to add Cursor is or Whisper Flow, or to use it, is that you actually don't add Cursor, or you don't add Whisper Flow to Cursor. With Whisper Flow, it's on your computer. So here you can see, like, I can pull up Whisper Flow, and you do this on your end, but you know, you can see here that here's what Whisper Flow looks like on my end. And pretty much what you do is I have it hooked up to my FN key. So down here, anytime that I press FN, it starts dictating. If you can see there at the bottom of my screen, you know, centered bottom screen, you know, it starts dictating. But you have to actually click a text box to have it in there. Right now it's like, hey, you know, it knows that I didn't have it in there, so it's like giving me an option to be able to paste it in, so it's nice. Whisper Flow is great. So I can literally paste that in since it wasn't in the text box in the first place to give me some extra time. But it'll actually put that in every time. So here's what I said. You can copy that as reference. But yeah, you hook it up to your computer, and then anytime that you're actually pressed into an input box, like here, I just click into Cursor and I say, great work, for example, and it does great work. Yeah. Light Zevin said that he thinks I'm gonna be a billionaire. Let's go. All right, Capital X over on Twitch said that Fabric is MIT licensed, can create your transcripts open source. Look from GitHub, how do they do it? If you don't want to install it, or ask AI how to show it. I think we're gonna try, I did see a couple things with that YT DLP package, so we're gonna try that next. After we finish the description generator, we're gonna start working on the transcript generator, and we're gonna see, hey, what's the best practice here? Let's try that YT DLP package first. If we run into problems with it, then we'll switch it up, but let's try that first. So I'm gonna paste this in now. Oh wait, no, I need to paste it in here. Please now take a look at the description generator service and think through what we need to build an enterprise grade prompt to integrate your recommendations. Please think deeply about this and then output the entirety of the file with your updates fully integrated and no code commented out. All right. Jesse Martinez said that he used to be a cryptologist over 15 years ago, and now he's getting caught up on all the new stuff. What's a cryptologist? Is that like obviously something related to crypto? Speaking of which, guys, we're gonna be releasing bridge coins soon. I promise I'm not gonna scam everybody. All right? I'm just kidding. Imagine I just like turned into like a scumbag. I was like, all right, guys, let's pump it up. Just launched this coin on Pump Fun. Now, I'm not really, I'm into crypto a little bit, but not like crazy about it. Probably should be more interested in it. Imagine this, day 35, vibe coding my own crypto until I scam my audience. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. I promise we're not releasing Bridgecoin. That was only a joke. Yeah, people are making a lot of money with meme coin, but also it's like gambling, so I don't really like gambling. You know, for me, it's, you know, I feel like when you do something like that, it does make it solely about the money, you know, which, you know, obviously I don't do it, so, you know, I can't really hate on it, you know, but yeah, I feel like if I did that, it would just be, you know, more about the money. Like, I like building a product, marketing it, sharing it with you guys. It's cool. Moonport asks, how do you actually come up with ideas for the SaaS idea? I am struggling mostly with that right now. Yeah, I mean, the thing is that it's important to like have a tool like SEMrush so that you can validate these ideas, you know? So you just have to think about, hey, how do you, what's something that you would be willing to work on, that you would like working on, you know, that would engage you, that you would care about, right? And then build something that, you know, hey, when problems come, like for example, on the last like 2 streams, day 32 and day 33, we were on the struggle bus. We were having a really hard time with our YouTube thumbnail generator, and it was the passion in me for this project. It was the belief in the project and what I'm doing that got me through that. And now we have a huge breakthrough, and now look at what we're doing. We're building a bunch of stuff. So I think if you do something that you're interested in and that there is a demand in the market for, that you've validated, then I think that it gives you a better chance of success. But, you know, I would say the best ideas are the ones that you're passionate about solely. So I'm gonna say create a video for this idea. And then let's actually copy and paste this over here. Go to platform tools, YouTube. Oh wait, title generator, 5 tricks. J35 said that he would happily be scammed by Tom Holland. This does not look like it even generated the description there. Your update broke the functionality, as look at the descriptions that it generated. Okay, all right. Send that off, fix that. Yeah. Schweba just asked, what is your main line of work? I mean, you do YouTube and you're building your project as a hobby. What's your income for financing this? Yeah, so I've shared this before on the channel. So I have worked on several different startups throughout my early 20s and late teenage years. And pretty much I got an exit from one of those. And that's currently financing my lifestyle. And I did drop out of college, so I went to Purdue, and I dropped out about, I think it was halfway through my junior year. I dropped out, and what I ended up doing is I started an online therapy platform called Bright Choice, And I ran Bright Choice for over a year, and then I decided to go in a different direction. And now I decided to finish my college degree while I was in a little bit of limbo on what I wanted to do next. So right now I actually am finishing up my college degree, not because I want to go get a job in like corporate life, but I actually want to get my degree so that that chapter of my life is closed. So right now, 3 days a week I have to go to Purdue. And it's definitely a little bit of a burden, since I, am there for like pretty much all day. But you guys know, for those of you that watch and know me, I'm a big believer in productivity and self-discipline. So I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and work pretty hard. So I wake up at 5 a.m., get a couple hours of productivity in before I have to go to school. And then I'm very productive. So I work on the weekends, I work every day. And this is my full-time job, essentially. Moonport asks, what were the most useful resources on vibe coding such a project that you learned from, courses, etc.? So, my advice on this is that really to succeed, you just need to build. You need to start getting your hands on something, like I said, something that you're passionate about, something that you're interested in, and just build it. It doesn't really matter what it is. You just have to build something. But, I started on Codecademy. That's how I learned That's how I learned initially. This is not doing a great job, this description generator. It was actually better the first time around. So I'm going to do, what was it? It was boom, boom. It was this, I'm pretty sure. This one was better. ChatGPT, I thought it would help us, but actually just it did a little bit too much. Let's try this again, make sure that we now have that fixed. Shweba said, that's really good, man. I wish I could have discipline like that rigorously. Well, listen, anybody can have self-discipline, don't count yourself out, that's a bad mindset. You can't say, I wish I could have discipline like that. It's not a wish. Everybody can. Everybody that's born into this world can have discipline like that. And there's nothing special about me that's different from you. You're a human being as well. There is nothing special about me. I think that's a big point to get across, is that there is not a singular special bone in my body. I'm a human being just like you are. And it's just a choice that I made, that I believe that, hey, I'm just going to start disciplining myself, and I'm going to start, waking up early and maximizing my life. And anybody can do that. There's nothing about me. There's nothing about you that's different. You're a human being. I'm a human being. Anybody can do that. So if you really want it, that's the only separation, is that I want it. I want what I am doing. I have a vision. I know exactly what I want, and I'm willing to do a lot to get what I want. And the question is not if you can or wishing about being more self-disciplined. You can do all those things. There's nothing special about me that you don't have. So the question that you should be asking yourself is, hey, what am I doing that's holding me back, right? And what do I truly want? I think those are good questions to ask yourself. What do you truly want? Because if you're not doing those things and you want to do those things, then I think it's possible that, and it learns you grow with time. So I wasn't always disciplined, I'll tell you that much. Okay, so something that we need to fix is, I don't like the markdown here. I don't like how the markdown is showing in the description, because users can't easily just copy and paste it into their description. They would have to kind of edit out the markdown. So please update the system prompt so that you remove this. Yeah, that's very true, Schwab. You just have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere, and then over time, you'll make more progress. It's like, hey, everybody starts at 0, and There's nothing that's ever been worth doing that was easy. The reason that it has value is because it was hard. Jesse said, once you build it, how do you turn it into an actual program? You have all the files or AI training and examples how to put it as a usable program or resource. What do you mean, Jesse? Mythic said, you can do anything you want if you put your mind to it, and if you need something, you can connect with people that know more in that field, and if they're nice enough, they can mentor you. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. Very true. All right, so we had a markdown issue. Let's test and see if we can fix that. And then, you know what we're gonna do? So we're gonna allow people, so we're gonna build this transcript generator. And then for descriptions, we won't worry about it now because we need to get on to the next thing, which is to build the transcript generator. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna allow users to easily upload a transcript. We're gonna do that. So let's test this out because, hey, a description generator isn't that good if it doesn't have the context of the video. That's why I mentioned that, hey, ChatGPT isn't great for creating transcripts unless it actually has the creating descriptions unless it actually has the transcript. So what we're going to do with the view creator is we're going to make it so that you can actually create that all in one. Jesse said that on the left-hand side, you have all these files. You have the program all built out. And how do you turn it into a usable resource instead of like web hosting it? I'm not understanding what you mean. Like, how do I get it hosted? No, that was incorrect. Now it's just a bulky paragraph that looks terrible. That's not what I wanted. I wanted it to still have formatting like it had before, but just to not have the, like, actual markdown showing. Also, something that I'll mention that is very helpful is that, you know, if you guys train, if you guys work out, if you guys disciplined not only your mind but also your body, then your life would improve significantly. I started working out when I was a teenager, and it has, I would say, been probably the singular, it would, not singular, but definitely up there, top 5 in things that I have done and invested my time into that ended up shaping me as a human being. Look at this. Perfect. We're going to buy 50 credits. $50 worth of credits. All right. Got our credits. That functionality works perfectly. Jesse, so, you know, obviously we're going to be hosting this. So yeah, we have this is our local code base, and pretty much how this works is you have an API, you have a database, and you have a front end. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay, that's perfect. That's exactly what we want to do. Let's go. Okay. All right, so now we need to get into this transcript generator because that's going to help us then improve. I'm gonna deploy here. I'll get back to your question in a second, Jesse. Let me update all this stuff though, because we're at a good stopping point, at least to update and push to GitHub. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh my gosh, guys, we are on fire today. We are on fire. All right, so we have a thumbnail generator, title generator, description generator, and then now I'm gonna say, please add a new tool to our constants file. It is a YouTube transcript generator, and please update the Platform Tools YouTube page to add this to the tool list. Please, it is not coming soon. It should be made available now. Okay. But yeah, so you have an API, you have a database, you have a front end, And I use AWS, so what ends up happening is you have this code base, and then you essentially deploy that. So the UI, I deploy it on AWS Amplify. Then the API, I deploy it on something called AWS ECS, which stands for, I forget, it's been too long since I learned that. It's been so long since I learned what ECS even was, I only know the abbreviation for it now. It's like something cluster service, I think. Elastic cluster service? Amazon Elastic Container Service. Okay, so yeah, so basically, like, I Dockerize my API and I put it in ECS, and then database you put in RDS. So you do need to understand essentially networking and cloud infrastructure. And as a full stack developer, that's something that I had to learn early on. I learned in fire. I learned through pain. All right, so transcript generator here. Add this to our tool list. All right, so no page for that yet. Okay, so we need to start thinking through this feature. Oh, I see what, yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to lock in for a minute. So if you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're about to build some crazy things. So we're about to build this transcript generator, and we're gonna see how fast we can build it. Let's first, before we even get started, I actually want to learn about this YTDLP. Okay. Also look up, it's probably an NPM package, I would assume. Okay. I usually use Thinking Mythic just because I like to have it think. I like it to do Google searches before. I like to force it to do that. So help me understand, Moonport, maybe you could answer this question for me. With YTDLP, it fetches the video, obviously, it can fetch the video, but then would I then integrate with Whisper? You know, would I then get the video, upload it to S3 or something like that, and then upload that to Whisper and have that be the flow, or what's the thought there? Also, if you guys are just tuning in, we're working on View Creator, which is an AI-powered social media platform where you're able to create viral social media content in seconds. We have a bunch of AI-powered tools. So if you're like a YouTuber, or if you use X, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Google, we have a suite of tools for you to use AI to actually manage and improve and really scale your platform. So right now we worked on a couple things. We have a YouTube thumbnail generator, we have a YouTube title generator, we have a YouTube description generator, and the next thing that we're working on is a YouTube transcript generator. We actually already searched up the demand in the market for some of these tools, and you can see here that there's demand in the market. You can look at some of these tool ideas that we have. And right now, this transcript generator, the one that we're working on now, it has a search volume of 18,000 a month and keyword difficulty of only 46. So very good tool. All right. Okay. Okay, so let's use Grok 1. and let's say, please take a look at this page in my tools. I'm now thinking about using and creating a new YouTube transcript generator. Help me think through the process and what I would need to build and what packages and different APIs I would need to integrate with to build this. The flow that I am envisioning is allowing users to be able to upload their own MP4 or audio files, or entering something like, or should we get started initially with, should we get started with, I mean, like, okay, let's go over to Noda real quick, because that's what I use. I use this pretty much I use it about 3 or 4 times a week. So it has supported formats are all these. I mean, we could start out with only doing, you know, local uploads. You know, maybe what we should do is we should start with uploads from the computer and then add in the ability to upload from a URL. Because if we start with being able to upload from your local computer, then we'll build the functionality probably where it'll upload to like an S3 bucket, and then the S3 bucket will essentially integrate with Whisper. Whisper reviews the file, generates the transcripts, returns it as the job. What do you guys think? I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. But what do you guys think? What's anybody got any ideas? Yeah, the thing is that we're gonna have to use Whisper probably regardless, I think. Because if we allow people to do, you know, local uploads, for example, then hey, we're not gonna be using DLP for that because it won't have access to, you know, you won't be able to access something like, I don't know. I don't know. I think the job flow is upload one of these file formats, and then what you're able to do is it uploads it to the S3 bucket, sends it over to Whisper to be processed, returns a transcript, and then, I think that's the flow, right? All right, so let's not worry about DLP yet. I'm gonna write this one out. All right, so something we're gonna do is we're actually gonna open up our terminal here, and we're gonna go over to Codex. And I want to switch, the model, and I want to switch the medium, and I'm gonna drop this in. Oh, actually we're in the UI, if you guys remember that. So we gotta get out of here. Go back one. Okay. We need to put it in plan mode, don't we? Here, let's open this up. All right, let's go. Let's do this. So just have two windows open here, and we'll have. I want to plan first. So let's go to GPT-5 Codex Medium. Let's do full access, and then drop that prompt in. Submit this. And then I'm also going to plan out a little bit with Grok here. Let's do plan, ask. All right, we'll do this because this is a pretty big feature and it's complex. So we'll think quickly about this. Oh, Dan, that's a good point. If you guys are watching the stream and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Right now, we're working on creating a YouTube transcript generator. We've already created a YouTube thumbnail generator, a YouTube title generator, and a YouTube description generator, and now we're going to create a YouTube transcript generator. We've already done the market research. There's high demand, low competition in the market for these tools, so we're going to enter the market here and run up basically a bag. So All right, what do you guys think we should use? Do you think we should use Codex for this, or... Albert said working through the weekend. Let's go. We're always working through the weekend over here. Come on. Is that even a question? There is literally not a question in my mind of if I'm going to work through the weekend or not. Not a single question comes to my mind. I have to be at freaking school 3 times a week. Like, do you think if I'm not at school, I'm not going to be working? Come on now. If I have the ability to work, I'm going to work. Okay, we're going to use Codex for this, guys. All right, let's build it. We're going to use Codex for this, guys, because this is what Elon did. Elon gave us a nice unrecoverable agent model looping as detected. So thanks, Elon. You failed. Appreciate it, though. You tried. Doom, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. Said if you want a good YouTube video transcript generator, there are a lot of testing to make. There's a lot of testing to make sure it gets every second of the video, and also you want performance for large videos. Yeah. Yeah, J35, I actually just checked my DMs. I saw what you sent me. Thank you. All right. While this is working, I think it's a good time to start checking out some other features as well for other platforms. So let's move this over here. Move this over here. So while Codex is working here, I'm just going to start doing some validation for some other tools. So obviously we have other tools in other platforms. So let's try Instagram slideshow generator. Nothing. I actually did check out Ray. I think that I'll be bigger than Ray. By a lot bigger. I think by the end of this year, I'll have 10,000. So in like 3 months, I'll be at 10,000. And then once the revenue starts to go up, I think that's when we're going to start to go really viral. All you guys that are watching right now, you're basically like early adopters. You're like the OGs. Oh yeah, Doom, that's so true. And what's cool is that we can actually do that. So Doom said that a nice tool for YouTube and TikTok that he hasn't seen is a text to speech, but only makes the audio, so you can add it to a video using 11 Labs for the voice. So yeah, I mean, we have full integration and full access to 11 Labs through the API that we're using, Fal AI. So we'll be able to build stuff like that. But yeah, back to what I was saying about just like what I'm projecting is that I think, right now we're in the grind, right? Low following, but enough traction to continue going, But what's going to happen is that the following's slowly going to gain. And then as soon as we have a product that actually drives revenue, then that's when we're going to start to go mainstream. Like for example, when the revenue starts to get up in the thousands, like right now the revenue's at 51 and the revenue's been at 51 for like 2 weeks now. And it's because we haven't had a product that we're marketing that is actively generating revenue. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually have something and it's going to be generating revenue. And like, for example, once the revenue gets to like 10,000, yeah, it's going to be booming in here. It's going to be freaking booming. People are going to be like, okay, this guy's successful now. Like, let me see what he's doing. But right now, people could care less, and that's how life is, Okay, so I'm not seeing a bunch. Like, let's just go over here. Let's X out a couple of this stuff. So let's go back to platform tools. Like on, let's go to Instagram. Oh, carousel builder. Mohammed just asked, are you looking to raise capital? No, I'm not. Yeah, I've got all my own financing, so that's a nice thing. Thanks, Jesse. Reels transcript free is something that Dan just suggested. No. There's a lot of demand for YouTube tools. Doesn't seem like there's a lot of demand in other categories. Instagram hashtag generator. Oh, that's one. Keyword difficulty's up there though, 61. TikTok, let's try TikTok. Oh, oops. TikTok. Uh-oh. About to get banned. That's up there as well. So hashtag generators are big. Is there a YouTube hashtag generator? Yeah, hashtags are big. Thanks, Mohammed. Let's go. Jesse said that this is his full-time too. Yeah. TikTok transcript. I think I already tried that one. Let's see. You guys can see why this is such a good space. Oh my gosh. Doom. Boom. Doom just found us a good one. Look at that. That's actually a fire one. 20% easy keyword difficulty. Let's do YouTube. So YouTube, and then I'm just going to do this. All right, TikTok over here. So number one. All right, TikTok captions generator. Text-to-speech generator. Yeah, that one's too hard. But maybe if you... That makes it easier. Look at this, text-to-speech voice for YouTube. That is one. Jose, how's it going? Welcome to the stream, man. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure you like and subscribe. We've been going for over 2 hours now. We're probably going to go for a couple more hours. We're on a roll. So right now we're working on our YouTube transcript generator, and as that's working, we're working here in Codex. We're also working on our keyword research to see, hey, what kind of tools can we build? J35 said Instagram caption generator. Decent, but look at the India demand. India demand is insane. See that one? Mohammed, I generated the revenue from we've worked on a couple different apps during this series. So in the past 34 days, we've built a mobile app called Goalpost that we launched on the iOS and the Google Play Store. And then we also built basically a vibe coding learning platform that I had some beta users sign up for when there wasn't a free trial for it. And I got some revenue from that as well. But right now, this is what we're focused on full time. I think that there's, like, I'm trying to work on something where the revenue potential is like $10,000 a month fairly quickly. And I think that that's what this is. Like, you guys can see the demand in the market for this. It's absolutely insane. So I think we'll be able to scale pretty quickly, especially with that marketing budget that I've shared with you guys that we have. So TikTok automation, let's try that. Decent. Not as good as YouTube automation. Let's try Instagram. I mean, all those are... What about X? What are the ideas that I had for X? Let's try it. %9 on that. No demand. Like, decent demand? 90? I mean, 90 is not nothing, you know? I mean, that's 90 people a month that are searching for that, you know? If the keyword difficulty is 9%, that means that you can rank number 1 for that very, very easily. So, essentially, where I'm going with that is, hey, that's 90 people a month. You'd probably get half of them to click if you were number 1. Isn't there's something called Real Farm that I know of here. So I've heard of this. That's cool, Mohammed. So like, what does this guy use? Real Farm. Oh, that's actually a good idea. Let's look up automate marketing. I'm pretty sure this guy, this is like essentially a solo dev, and he said that he's making like a crazy amount of money. This guy right here. He said he was making like crazy money. Slideshow automations, is that a keyword? Nah. Plural? Nah. All right, looks like the transcript generator finished working. Okay. So I'm assuming that we're gonna have a decent amount of errors here. Let's kill these tasks and let's run this. All right, so I'm gonna say fix the errors that you can see in the terminal. I'm gonna run this. And then let's launch the UI. That looks good. And then now we need to run our migration, CDV creator database. And then we'll run npm migration generate. Yep. Oh. Uh-oh. Cannot generate a migration to create an So it says that the migration was empty. Oh, did it already run it? Hold up. So if we go down to our database, I'm gonna close this, open up database. So here's the job that it created, the entity job. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Let's check the data source, make sure that it imported that. So yeah, so that's actually one thing that I missed. Let's make sure that we import the, what is it? The YouTube transcript generator. Wait, there's an artifact as well. Artifact? Transcript artifact? What is that artifact? Not sure. Okay. So now if we run, I want to take this out. Did it already run that though? Let's check pgadmin. Okay, so let's refresh. Okay, it did not. All right, that's good. So I'm going to go down and we have our migrations here. I'm going to delete this. So now if we run npm run migration generate, that is going to successfully create, oh, or not. Come on. No changes in database schema were found. Are you sure? What the heck? npm. Okay. There we go. Didn't have autosave on. Yep, somebody said save the file. Light 7 has been locked in. Shout out to Light 7. He caught that too. There we go. Yeah. Boom. All right, how's our API doing now? Looks like it's running. All right. So I doubt we're gonna have one shot at it. I doubt it. Odds that we one shot it are like maybe 10%. All right, so let's just transcribe. Build your. Just transcribe this. Here's an unhandled exception here. Failed, failed, failed. Woohoo! Oh, look at this. We actually still have a bunch of errors, so let's fix these errors and then we'll figure out what we need to do. Alright. Whoa. The problem with Codex is it just takes way too long. Codex is killing me like normal. So that error is familiar to me. It looks like you have like some type of permissions error in like VS Code or your cursor setup that you're doing, and you need to change it. Okay, Doom said that the creator behind this website makes $10 million a month. Yeah, it's crazy. I think we're in a good space, guys. That's what I'm thinking. We may not make 10 million, but it seems to me like it's a good enough space. All right, guys, I gotta, like, Codex is just too slow. It's too slow. It's too slow. Like, I'm sorry, I gotta stop this. I gotta stop what it's doing. And we're gonna switch back to Cursor. And we're gonna switch to Grok Code Fast. We go here. Why are there this many errors? I think they're all lint errors. All right, did OpenAI just create like some linter that's? Oh my gosh, that's what you get for using Codex, I guess. Found 27 errors. Thanks, Codex. Piece of friggin' garbage. All right, stretch. Fix these errors. Look at what Codex did. Pisses me off. Yeah, Doom, that's a good point. Yeah, Grok is really, really fast. All right, let's test our transcript generator again here. Living Room PC just asked, do you have an archive process in case the AI code absolutely messes things up? Yeah, I make sure that I commit to GitHub whenever I'm at like a good point. And then also, what's one drawback of Codex is that it doesn't have the ability to revert yet, but with Cursor, you're able to easily revert, which is nice. I have not updated Cursor yet. But yeah, I can revert from Git. Schwabus thinks that switching models back and forth causes the individual models to lose context. Yeah, it's true, but also sometimes a refresh, it's almost like having somebody else work on a problem. Sometimes that's a good thing. It's like another set of eyes. All right, so select file. So this is gonna fail, but it does upload, which is nice. Uploading works. It does say processing. I think that it's not going to whisper, because I think that we get a bunch of errors related to like GPT-4o mini. So I'll need to take a look at this. Mohammed, apparently that supernova model is like really bad. I already have it here. I guess I have updated Cursor because it's right here. Stealth model from one of our partners. Why do they even do that? Like stealth model. Because they want, what, initial user feedback? Doom said that Codex is good if you have it make a spec file and plan file with phases will help. Yeah. It's a little bit too slow for me, to be honest. I'd rather like build something and then keep iterating on top of it instead of like having it take 20 to 30 minutes. To build something that doesn't work. They're like supernova. Super garbage. What even is a supernova? What's this thing? They're like, it's a supernova. Replace nova with garbage and you got... Let's test her out. Uploading. Let's go. Let's go, guys. Always nice when right at the start you already see unhandled exceptions. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked this stream and subscribed, make sure you do so. Looks like we have another failure here, unfortunately. What caused it to fail? Please fix the bug. I have not tried GitHub Spec Kit. Processing. No unhandled exceptions. Let's go. Got it. Okay. Let's try something a little bit more complicated, though. Let's try like a long desktop, something on my desktop. It's like, how long is this? Okay, we'll use this one. Whisper has a 25 megabyte limit. How many? That was 460. 25 megabyte limit? What? Okay, it's right here. The megabyte limit that you put on Whisper, the max file size, that's way too low. 25 megabytes is way too low. You need to allow users to upload media files that are up to like an hour and 20 minutes long, not just, 25 megabytes. That's way too low. Please come up with a crediting system that makes it so that the larger the file size that they upload, the more it's going to cost them in credits. Think about this deeply and then properly update. 25 megabytes is like nothing. So think through this. Obviously, protect from abuse, like uploading something that's super, super large, but also 25 megabytes is like nothing. So please think through the best practice for this and integrate the update. Yeah, Doom. Now we'll update that pretty easily. Doom said the YouTube Max is 12-hour long videos. Yeah. Aloy said, do you have a video on how to set up your workspace to work like this? I do not. I probably should create that. That's a good idea. J35 said, is it using YTDLP? And also, like Moonport mentioned before, we can use YouTube subtitles imported through YouTube Data API to transcribed. Would be almost free. Whispered would make it really expensive. Well, the thing is that we know that we want to allow users to be able to upload things from their local computer, right? So we needed to think through, yeah. We need to think through, hey, we need to, well, let's do that first, get something working, and then we can adjust respectively based on, you know, how much it's costing and whatnot. But let's just get it working. Doom said it's supposed to download the video and convert it to MP3, then upload it to Whisper and use YTDLP and, yeah, for best results. Yep. All right. Test it out. All right, it's uploading a much longer video now. I'm not using YTDLP right now. I'm uploading to S3 and then sending it to Whisper. All right, it's processing. All right, Doom, just give it some time. You gotta be, you know, you can't be too critical when you're just initially getting started, you know? Where right now we're in learning phase, you know? I agree. Let's just let it do its thing, though. It is like a 40-minute long video that I just uploaded, so you should expect it to take some time. I'm going to deploy these changes because it is obviously working, so. All right, deploy. Ah, failed. That sucks. All right, guys. It said that the maximum content limit was exceeded. All right. I actually have to end the stream here. I just pushed all of our changes, so we'll pick back up on this tomorrow. But we did make a lot of progress in today's stream. Just to summarize, we now have not only our YouTube thumbnail generator, but now we also have our title generator, and we have our description generator, and we're working on the transcript generator, and we'll pick up where we left off tomorrow. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and I will